Okay, we're going to do a website review of lifepointlebanon.com. Just going to go through primarily the homepage. Really, that's what we're going to go through, is just the homepage of your website, just to show you placement of content and what you should say on your website. And this is so you can draw more people to the community and to the services you provide and the help that you can provide your community. So let's just dive right into this. So first of all, I'm not going to talk a lot about design. That's something that you guys can work through. We can help you with that. I'm talking more content and placement of content. So this right here, your logo, it is a little small. So that's a little design thing there, but it is a little small. I can barely read the words, but it is your church name. It's totally fine that it doesn't say Lifepoint Church or anything that just says Lifepoint. That's totally fine. But what's going to happen is people are going to want to know more. And so what happens is people will read from left to right, top to bottom. So they're going to read all of these next. Okay. Now it says home. Typically now you don't even really need that link anymore. Most of the time you can just click the logo of the website. It's almost understood that you don't even need that anymore. About us is definitely something you can do, but probably more secondary. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. Ministries. So for those who maybe don't know the Lord or who are far from the Lord, this isn't really going to matter. Okay. Giving definitely is not going to be anything that someone's going to, it's not going to matter to someone who's coming that's brand new. And then watch LP. What does LP stand for? You and I can assume that means Lifepoint, but someone may not understand that. And then a little search bar there, a little search icon. Unless they're repeat visitors, most of the time that's not going to be used. So I would probably, here's what I would do in this sense. Right now, it's kind of unclear what you want someone to do. Actually, take that back. It actually feels like I need to watch you, which I'm not sure that's going to draw someone new unless they're already considered going to church. If they really want to go to church, they may watch that. So it's okay to have that on there, but I'm not sure that's your primary call to action. I think your primary call to action needs to be, visit the church or plan your visit or something like that, where it's all about visiting on the weekend. Okay. So far right now, I am sort of unclear what you want me to do when I visit your website. Okay, so now this welcome home tag right there. I do know that you're trying to feel welcoming, right? Like come in, this is totally fine. You're at home here. But it's not really that drawing, not really that clear. We need to talk about what problem you're solving. A great example is North Point Community Church. So let me show you that. So their big statement there is, we make faith practical. Like that makes sense. So maybe I'm struggling with my faith and I don't know what to do, or it feels so big I don't even want to try. Yeah, we make it practical. It's easy to understand, right? And then their call to action. You see that it says plan a visit, right? Plan a visit. So they highlight their main call to action. So that's something that you may want to consider, is reducing the number of pages at the top or make it super obvious. What I mean by that is have a button up here, nice filled button that says, plan your visit or something like that, or come to church, right? Your main call to action. Just make it obvious. And then this statement here, let's be clear on what problem you're solving, right? So what is it that you're going to help them accomplish? How is it you're going to make them feel? You could use a philosophical statement there, having your answers, getting answers should not be that difficult, or you deserve this or whatever. I think because the goal is to get people to visit you first, that we need to be clear on what you do as a church. What you do is you're going to help them get the answers they need. So some sort of statement, aspirational statement, pull this from your brand script, the filter. I like to call it brand script more your brand filter. It's kind of what it is, what position you're taking when you write this statement here. Okay. The next thing is we exist to bring instantly I honestly, I don't, if I have problems financially and I have problems with my marriage, or I've been in jail, I've been incarcerated, or I need rent, bringing glory to God and loving as many people to Jesus as we can before we die, period. That's a great statement, but it doesn't help me solve my problems. So that's something that we need to explain later. I would remove that or push it down on the page. Again, big statement, that talks about what you provide. Maybe underneath it, you can just say, join us Sunday mornings at 9:03 or 10:33. Don't even have this statement here. So up here, you can, pull a North Point and do something about what you provide and what problem you're solving, and then join us. And then you have these two calls to action here. What to expect in upcoming events. I think those need to be pushed down. I think your call to action here needs to be plan a visit, right? If you want to have watch, Mary's story, right, and have a testimony video or something like that about the church, then you can do that too. But these two calls to actions need to mirror the main one and be a transitional, something that they can watch to help prepare them to visit so they know what to expect. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit more. Let's see. So that page is broken. Definitely is always good to have the location handy, but this is broken, so we need to fix that. Prayer. Join us every Wednesday evening, follow service, celebrate covering our prayer service, submit a prayer request, join our prayer team. So this content here is, again, let me rewind a little bit. Your homepage should be like if it was a business, your sales letter. The goal of the homepage is to get people to visit your church, right? So get people to visit Lifepoint. Because we know that when they visit Lifepoint, that's when things change. That's when life can start moving. So this right here is something that needs to be in a completely different spot. It could be in the ministries area somewhere, but not on the homepage. Let's start talking about value add. What is the value that they can get for coming? So going back to North Point, you see here, you see, first of all, the video in the background, helps you envision yourself being there. So I would recommend that too, instead of, well, this is good, but do more shots of the entire church or of an event, right? Not just of, pastor speaking on the stage. Be more community driven, focused on that. This right here on North Point really just kind of helps add value. Think about it. They're helping to group people, right, by certain ages. So if I'm a parent, look, get resources to connect with other parents. Boom, that's going to help me. I'm married. I need to know what to do, right? Connect with other couples in your stage of life. Okay. So this does help. And look at this, even infants and through preschool, building a foundation that lasts, right? It paints a vision of the things that I need. I need this stuff accomplished. So, but look at the titles, Find Your People. Wow, that means that I'm having a hard time finding people in my life that I can do life with, right? Or we make faith practical for every season of life. That coincides with their big statement for every season of life, right? So those are the kind of things we need to start adding to your site on the homepage. That's what is going to draw people in. So as you scroll down, prayer definitely is for those who are Christ followers and members of the church. Doesn't need to take this much space on the homepage. Latest messages, I think your latest messages need to be pushed up to the top somewhere or down to the bottom, or its own page. I think latest messages are not as important as we think they are from a pastor standpoint. It sort of communicates, hey, look at me, watch this thing, okay? Unless you can package this in a way where it helps them, right? Latest messages, listen or watch a message from our catalog of previous series. If this said something like, having a hard time, figuring out your finances, watch, or go through the series with us, Financial Freedom. And then they have your message series there, okay? That's different because that's adding value to the person who's looking at this. So don't just randomly put latest messages so it's just so people watches it. That's not really going to help any. Kingsgate College at Lifepoint. Well, we're looking at your brand script. We're looking at people who may not be able to afford college. This might really feel like you're pushing people aside. So I would have a different place for this Kingsgate College at Lifepoint, maybe again under the ministries. See, it could be on the website. It's not like the content's bad. Just push it somewhere else. We want to talk to those we're trying to get to the church. And based off the brand script, not everyone can afford a college, most likely. Some maybe not have even finished high school. So this might marginalize them a little bit more. Anyway, office hours, food pantry hours. Now, the food pantry itself could be something we want to highlight, okay? So that's something that provides a practical need, okay? So food pantry, Celebrate Recovery does provide a practical need. Those are the type of things that seem like we need to be promoting more on the homepage. So to clarify, the thing that you need to do, not to clarify, to recap, the thing you need to do on the homepage is you need to clearly understand who you are, have a big call to action up here on the top right corner, change this welcome home statement to something that's more what you provide, move this mission statement down, maybe down to the bottom of the website. You can keep join us on Sunday. Make these calls to action that correlate with the plan a visit, and also maybe a video they can watch. And then change the background image to something that's more community focused, where you see people interacting with other people. This could portray, hey, look at me, I have all the answers. We want them to find the answers, but we want them to find the answers through community. Okay, so then we scroll down a little bit further. Let's fix that map. You can keep the map there, that's great. Since your call to action is plan a visit, it's really good to have that on there. Prayer, let's find different things to replace these sections. Prayer and latest message, like Kingsgate College, those all can be replaced with different content that focuses on who we're reaching. And the calls to action, let's keep adding the call to action of plan a visit. Now, the brand script that you have and the words that you have are a filter to use. It is not going to be where you can take it and literally use the content on everything. It's meant to be a filter, a lens for you to write it. But if I could say one thing about the website, make sure it's clear. That's it. Make sure you're crystal clear. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to be clever. Be clear. Clarity is the words you say, what you communicate, and what you want someone to do with that. Otherwise, you're just going to have an online bulletin or online worship guide. That's not what we're going for. All right. Okay. Well, if you have any questions or if you need any help, let me know, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.